Dead or alive.
Yeah.
All right, welcome to the Sports Porch Black and Gold edition here in Pittsburgh tonight. It is that time of year.
Football season.
If you are watching us live, you are watching us on Facebook, you are watching us on LinkedIn, you are watching us on YouTube, you are watching us on
the gram.
X, and you are watching us, yes, on the gram. And of course, we're going to drop the podcast right after the show. That's right after the show on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere you get your friggin' podcast. That's right. We're going to spend maybe 5 seconds on the Pirates.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
They suck. We'll have a Pirates wrap-up show. We really will, between all of us. I think we all know that there's a lot of stuff has been going on. But we're just way too excited for football season. Yeah. And we got a lot of things we want to get through here.
The prediction show.
We're going to go Steelers predictions. Then we're going to go NFL predictions. HJ, anything at all?
Just Johnny Gaudreau.
Okay. We're going to do a little HJ. And then we're going to do our snack time with Trader Joe's. We're going to do what we're watching. We're going to stump the yinzer. We're going to have a great time. So welcome to the Sports Porch. Thanks for being here tonight. We are also live right now on our radio station, Radio PGH. I always drop the comment in the link in the comments. You can see that right now. You can always stream Radio PGH live anywhere you can stream anything. And no jokes for that comment, please.
I don't know what he's talking about. You know what he's talking about?
I think somebody's a little warped.
Yeah, streaming services. All right.
I finally got it.
There you go. Did you get it?
Yeah.
Where you can stream anything?
Oh, yeah.
I get it.
I got it.
Yeah.
I get it
loud and clear.
I'm looking forward to the Trader Joe's product this week, the Trader Joe's Snack Time.
I'm just a little concerned that you said that after streaming service.
Yeah, like I said, I'm looking forward to it. Okay, let's get right into it, guys, and play along with us. We want to see your comments. We're going to go down. We're going to go through the Steelers regular season. We're going to do our predictions. Who's keeping track? Schwaber, are you going to hold on to it?
Sure.
I want to do that.
I will keep track.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
He's like our OCD, ADHD keep track guy. So drop your comment every game. We're going to pick the Steelers season, and then we're going to go through and we're going to do our NFL predictions, division winners, championship game, blah, blah, blah.
Super Bowl winner.
Yeah. So let's jump into this right now. First game coming up on Sunday at 1 p.m. I will be home. I think Steve will be here watching it with me. Or do we have a guarantee on that?
It's a date. We're here.
So we want to remind you, or not remind you because we haven't told you. We want to tell you that after that game.
By the way, thanks for the invite, by the way.
We figured you would want to. Oh, the Eagles. Well, come on down.
Yeah, come on down.
Yeah,
Let's
come
go.
on.
It's
Mark Schwab. Come on down.
Yeah.
You're the next contestant on the Pittsburgh Steelers game day thing.
I'll think about it. I shouldn't have had to ask.
All right.
You can bring Amy if she wants to come.
I literally was no. Please don't bring Amy. Anyway, so we just can't be ourselves. We just we send her to Trader Joe's. I'm not working that day. All right, there you go.
That was
no free products.
Rude. And
I love you, Amy. You know I love you. Okay,
yes.
I'm still working on those English P's for you. Anyway, after the Steelers game, hopefully the Grand Schwabini will bless us with his presence. You know, Schwaber, in all honesty, I was excited for football season. It didn't even occur to me the whole Eagles thing.
The Eagles are playing
on Friday night. I was just thinking
he's like a bachelor.
Right, but I was thinking
all the games.
I was totally thinking it's a Sunday. He's going to want to watch the Eagles. So my apologies. My bad. Are we good? Will you forgive me?
I'll say nice recovery.
Okay, thank you. So I've got my new Steelers hat on, but we're going to do a live show right after the game, a live reaction show. We're going to name it something. I'm not sure what we'll name it. We'll come up with that.
We had a name last year for it, and we never did it.
Yeah, that's right. What were you calling it? The Steel something?
Let's not waste our time.
All right, Steelers predictions. Falcons Steelers at the Falcons, first game of the year.
No, we're going to break down this game before we give our picks for this one.
Do we want to break down
Let's
the game?
just break it down real
let's
quick.
break
All
it
right, we're
down.
going to break this game down, and then we'll predict for every other game. We won't break it down as much.
Exactly.
All right, go ahead, Schwaber. Since I slighted you, we will give you first go. First bite of the apple.
Well, I think the key to win the game is going to be win the turnover battle.
Yes.
That's going to be huge. And what I'm most concerned about is the offense turning the ball over. So I would like to see a error-free game from Russell Wilson. I would like to see them pound the ball and keep the ball away from Kirk Cousins and the Falcons offense, keep the ball away from Bijan Robinson. Get an early lead, force them to play the passing game. And maybe that's where the Steelers can capitalize. Maybe JPJ or Minka could come up with a pick and change the game. Going to need some pass rush. I think, with your pass rushers being healthy, that shouldn't be an issue. So I'm looking forward to that. That's what I think needs to happen for it to go well.
And if it's going to go bad, I think what will happen is they'll be able to find Drake London deep. Bijan will have no problem getting 3 or 4 yards of rush. And Atlanta will basically take the ball down the field. And whether they score touchdowns or not, for me, I think will be the issue. Because I do think this Atlanta offense is pretty good. And I think they will have the ability to move the ball in the Steelers. I agree with you entirely about the turnovers. I think the turnovers are going to be the name of this game. I think in order for the Steelers to win this game, you're going to have to see a TJ sack of Cousins, who's kind of careless with the ball. Yep. So it could be a scoop and score, which would be fantastic. If they could start out like that or make a comeback by doing that, I think that's the path to victory for the Steelers.
I think this game comes down to one thing, turnovers. And I know, that's a cliche, but when you're starting a season, the first game these last couple of years, because most of the starters don't play in the preseason the way they used to, it's really the first live game, full speed, full contact action a lot of these guys have seen. And I don't care who you are, most of the time somebody comes out rusty. I think the Steelers, given their issues at quarterback, new coordinator, they're going to come out rusty. I mean, I don't expect a whole lot. I think the same thing is going on in Atlanta, the exact same thing. So this is a pick'em game, and I know we're not doing the predictions
Atlanta's
right now.
Actually favored by 3.
I get it, but I'm just saying this is a pick'em game in my mind when we get to our picks. So whoever turns the ball over, in my opinion, first in this game, unless it's on the kickoff, which is rare anymore. I think it wins the game. So if the Steelers have no turnovers, then I think they win the game.
Okay.
Because I am convinced that Atlanta will turn the ball over given the Steelers' big play defense that we've talked about in the past. So that's the key to the game.
Well,
no turnovers.
Hopefully Justin Fields isn't in there taking the snap.
Well, Russell Wilson was also named the captain yesterday of the team. So that tells me
you
is
always name the quarterback.
Not all the time. I mean, it happens a lot.
Unless you have a veteran offensive lineman, that's usually the way.
Yeah, and Mike Lawrence is already chiming in,
All
so
right,
let's get right to it. Our first prediction, Mike Lawrence, thanks for being here again, man. 17-10 Steelers. Schwaber, first bite at the apple for this one.
I have this one in a Steelers loss. I just think in Atlanta, kind of the new regime, having a quarterback that's worth his salt, Bijan kind of taking things to the next level. I just think they're going to come out and have a fast start and a good game against the Steelers team that I think is going to. I did predict a good Steelers season, but I just think they're going to come out of the gate a little slow.
Okay, so you've got a loss.
I got a loss. I think it's going to be like a 24-16 game. I think the Steelers are going to kick field goals, and unfortunately, I think Atlanta is going to find.
Okay, I have the Steelers winning this game, because I think that Kirk Cousins he's starting, right?
He is. Yeah.
Okay, so he's
healthy.
he's healthy, but he's coming off a bad injury.
He's got a bad
He's in a new stadium with a new crowd and a new team for the first time. High expectations. You guys know I have a lot of respect for Kirk Cousins. I think he's a very underrated quarterback. But his curse has been his entire career. He's been on bad teams. So I don't see his debut going well unless the Steelers turn the ball over more than they do. I'm giving the Steelers a win on this. I don't even have an idea on the score.
We'll make one up. What you do.
You know what? I'm going to make one up. I think the Steelers are going to come out firing away. I know Arthur Smith likes to set up play action, and I think Russell Wilson is going to throw some long touchdowns to George Pickens. That'll make Steelers Nation happy. I'm going to say 24-10 Steelers.
Okay,
interesting. How about that one? You guys like that? You like that? You like that? All right, next game on the schedule
you
for
just said that because you have George.
No.
Right.
Fantasy.
Do we have George?
Yes.
Oh, that's right. We do.
Yeah.
We made. Did we start him? We did start him.
Of course.
All right. That's why I said it. Okay. That's how long I remember our draft.
Yeah,
which was yesterday, by the way.
No surprise.
Not a lot up there.
Okay. Our
That's why you're the GM. Sure.
next game, the 15th, the next Sunday at 4:25 p.m. at Denver, the Russell Wilson Revenge Bowl.
Ooh,
Schwab.
I didn't even think about that.
Schwab.
Honestly, I didn't for a second.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this is a win. I just don't see a rookie quarterback in Bo Nix going out in his second game and carving up the Steelers' big play defense. I just don't see it happening. So Steelers get on the board with a victory.
I like this as a win for the same reasons.
I think Denver is a horrible team. I think the Steelers defense will handle them. I think they're going to ride high and 2-0 into the Russell Wilson era. Probably 17-13 Steelers.
Okay.
All right. Next game. Keep them rolling.
Next game up on the schedule is 7 days later, Sunday at 1 p.m. Back home against the Los Angeles Harbaughs.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I've got a victory here. I just don't believe in the Chargers at all. I mean, I do think Harbaugh is a good coach. He's had success in the NFL, but it's going to take some time to turn that team over.
I like the Chargers as a team, but I like the Steelers better in the home opener win.
I am thinking that this trip after a 2-0 start is going to kind of be a comeback to earth trip. I think the Steelers are going to lose this game.
It's not a trip that they're at home.
Oh, they're at home.
They're at home.
I'm a total moron right
That's
now.
okay.
So they just won 2 on the road. Okay, I got them. This is a home field advantage thing. I see it the opposite way with the Chargers coming all the way out here. Steelers go 3-0. My God, I would have never guessed. I would have said that. Anyway, Steelers go 3-0.
All right.
Next up on the schedule, at the Colts. 1 o'clock Sunday, the 29th of September at Indy, Grand Swabini.
I got this as a win. I do not believe in Anthony Richardson, the quarterback.
I actually take the opposite approach. I think Indy's going to be a good team this year with Anthony Richardson. I like Pittman. I like the fact that they got Taylor back. I think he's going to be the best running back in the league this year. So I'm counting that one as a lot.
I'm saying now they're going on the road at 3-0, and it's time for them to have a letdown. I do like Anthony Richardson, and I do like Jonathan Taylor. I think looking at the schedule here, other than the possibility of Bijan Robinson in week 1, they're not really coming up against a great running back until they hit Jonathan Taylor, so I see that as a loss.
All right.
Next.
And the Sunday night game.
There you go. Sunday night, 8:20 on NBC versus the Cowboys.
That's not on the cock, is it?
On the cock?
What do you mean,
cock?
Oh, my God.
Oh.
No, it is not on the cock.
Okay.
It is on NBC.
It's just a regular Sunday night game.
At least right now.
I get so confused with, I'm sorry, but I just get confused with all these streaming services now.
I know.
Is it on Amazon Prime? Is it
Yeah.
on the Peacock?
Yeah.
Is it on Netflix? I don't know. YouTube TV original? I don't know.
They love confusing
Yes.
us.
I just wanted to make sure that I can watch it.
Yeah.
Sit down Sunday night, get my irons out, and fire them up.
Yeah. All right. So, yes, it is on NBC versus the Cowboys. Grant Schwabini.
I got this as a win.
Wow.
I think that, the Cowboys, they often have a slowish start to the season. I think anytime they're on the road, they're much less of a team on the road versus at home. And I just think you give Tomlin a little bit of extra time to prepare, and I think the coaching matchup is a win in the Steelers category.
I see this as similar to when the 49ers came in last year and they kicked our ass. I think Dallas has the ability to do that.
Yeah.
They play us really well at home for some odd reason. I can't figure that out. It is a Sunday night game, and I know the Steelers like to shine on those night games, Monday and Sunday, but I don't think they got it this time. I think Dallas is going to pull out a win. It's going to be a good game, though.
I think I think the Cowboys clearly have. Well, I can't say clearly at this point. I think it's a loss for the Steelers. I think the Cowboys are going to come into Heinz Field, and I think they're going to win the game. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Next up on the schedule, 4:05 on October 13th, they're going all the way back out to Las Vegas to play the hated Raiders.
I would say that for whatever reason, I just feel like the Steelers don't play well at the Raiders. I don't know if they won there last year, but I know a few.
They did.
But I think they did, yeah. But there were.
Well, they beat the Raiders at home.
Right, but there were a few years where they've lost to the Raiders
when they were playing in Oakland.
Yeah.
And LA.
So I think this is sort of keep in mind right now I have the Steelers at 4-1.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think you're 4-1 and you're feeling good about yourselves, and then it's like that's a Steelers.
That's the trap game.
That's the trap game loss.
I can see your thought process there, but I have them at 2-3 going into Vegas. So this is a must win for them, and I think they'll get that win.
Yeah, and I have them at 3-2, I think, and they've come off 2 straight losses. I don't think the Raiders are that good, and I think their defense is going to shine here. I see this as a win for the Steelers. Next up, the Jets.
Another Sunday night game.
Another Sunday night game. Why they would? Well, we know why. Jets.
Yeah,
they're hoping Aaron Rodgers is still on his feet.
Of course.
The Jets here at home. So 8:20, 10:20 Sunday night on
back Sunday night.
NBC. It's not on Cock. It's on NBC.
Yeah.
Yes.
I need to know these things because I got to write it down. It's got to go on my calendar.
Yeah. We'll just draw a.
I got to put it on
your
Google.
calendar, right?
Well, I think there's only one game that's on the Cock, right? That's the Christmas game.
Before we get the predictions in, Chris Chott is with us on Instagram as always. Thank you for being here. Spread this around Instagram.
What up, Chris?
He will answer this question after the Steelers predictions. Arthur Smith is teasing Justin Fields packages. Are we looking at another Slash, a.k.a. Cordell Stewart? We'll get to that.
Yeah.
We will get to that.
We can get to that.
That's a question.
That's a good question.
Okay, so versus the Jets, that is a home game. Grant Schwabini?
I think it's a win. I don't believe that the Jets. I think the Jets. If Aaron Rodgers stays healthy, I think the Jets can be a playoff team, like a wild card team. But I just think on the road on a Sunday night in a hostile environment, I think that's a spot where the Steelers win.
Steelers win, no problem.
Oh gosh, this is a trap game. I think the Steelers are going to lose this. I know it's at home. I want to give them home field advantage, but I'm going loss. Okay, next up on the schedule, another New York team coming. How about that? 2 New York teams coming into town on prime time. This is 8 days later, so this is a Monday night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Monday night game.
Is that a Monday night game?
No, I think it's a Sunday game.
Well,
no, I don't think it is. The Giants.
10:20.
Yeah, it's a Monday night game.
I told you.
8:15. I see it.
It's on ESPN 10:28 at 8:15 p.m. versus the New York Football Giants.
Why did they put the Steelers and the Giants on a Monday night game?
I know that's
I guess like a
New York is a big audience.
Right.
It's a big audience,
Right.
and it is the Steelers. So, Grant Schwabini.
I think the Giants are going to be god awful this year. That's a win.
Totally agree.
Yep.
Win Steelers.
I'm with you all the way around. Steelers are going to win that one. Coming up next is at the Commanders, my least favorite team in the NFL right now. That is a Sunday game, 1 p.m. on CBS. The Commanders.
I think another rookie quarterback struggles against the Steelers defense. It's a win.
I like the Steelers playing in Washington for some reason, but I don't think it's going to be easy.
So you're giving them the W.
W for the Steelers.
W. Okay, and I think that's going to be a win as well. Now we're starting to get this. See, this is the thing. Now we're getting to the meat of the schedule. So what are our records so far?
What do you mean meat of the schedule?
You know what I'm talking about.
So far,
That's 9 games in. I'm 6-3.
Okay, but right.
You're
I mean,
6-3.
we've had kind of other than the Cowboys.
I was 5-3 at the break.
Other than the Cowboys,
I am 7-2,
right?
and you are
I think 6-3.
6-3.
Okay, so let's see how this changes. Let's see if it changes. All right, so 1 p.m. the following Sunday, November 17th, home against the Ravens on CBS. Schwabini.
I have it as a win. I do think that the Ravens are a better team where you could say they'd win too, but the division games, when both teams are decent, they always split. So I'm going to say Steelers are going to win their home game.
This always comes down to a field goal. Unfortunately, I like Tucker in this one. Baltimore with the win.
I give Baltimore the win on this too. The Commanders or the Steelers have just beaten the Giants at home, gone on the road, beaten the Commanders. They come home, they play a real football team.
Yeah.
And they lose it probably by a field goal.
Yeah, I had a 4-game win streak coming into that game, and I think they do get a little full of themselves.
Now we go to a Thursday night game in Cleveland at the Browns.
Always play Thursday night in Cleveland.
You got it. At the Browns.
Now here's where I have the Steelers coming in on a 4-game win streak. They're 8-2, and people are starting to talk Super Bowl.
And we get to play at Cleveland.
And you're at Cleveland, and you know what? Is Flacco back? Maybe.
No.
It's a loss.
He plays for Indy now.
Somehow the Browns find a way, and they win.
Yeah. Okay. Steve?
I just don't like the Browns this year. I think they're going to end up in the basement, so I count this as a Steeler win, prime time.
I think the Steelers lay a big egg on this one because now we're starting to wonder. I say at the Browns, that's a loss.
I got to get me a ticket for that game. I've not been to a Cleveland Brown game yet.
Yeah, I've been up there to see the stadium, but I haven't been inside it. Next, December 1st, 1 p.m. That's a Sunday on CBS. Now we're at the Bengals.
At Cleveland.
At the Bengals.
Can't get out of Ohio.
Well,
that's right. It's hard.
So now I have
it's a very restrictive
Steelers. Now I have the Steelers at 8-3.
Yeah, I mean that's crazy.
And but hey, everybody's saying like, hey, you know what? Hey, Cleveland's got a good defense. Give them a break. Give them a break.
You mean Cincinnati?
No, from the week before.
The week
before.
Okay.
It's going to be okay.
All right.
And then it's not.
Yeah.
because
Cincinnati
whoops there.
Because Burrow goes off.
Okay.
28 points in the second quarter.
I don't know what to think about the Cincinnati team, to be honest with you. I have them as a borderline playoff team, much like the Steelers. I think this is I have them losing this game, but only because they're playing in Cincinnati, not because I think one team is significantly better than the other.
Gotcha. I'm going with the loss here too, and now the panic is starting to set in because we've lost our first 3 straight division games. Now we come back. And the Browns come into town on Sunday, December 8th at 1 p.m. CBS versus the Browns, right? I mean, this is where Browns, Bengals, Browns. What do you got, Schwaber?
I got a Steelers win. TJ Watt sacks Deshaun Watson, effectively ending his season.
Okay, there you go. Love that.
This is very interesting to me because I think this is the make or break game for the Steelers, whether they make the playoffs or not. And I think if they win this game, I think they're gonna make a run at the playoffs. But I think somehow they're gonna overlook Cleveland and lose.
And I think they're gonna win this game because they lost in Cleveland. I just think this is a game where Cleveland comes in here. This is the classic split, and the Steelers win. Now we travel across the state 4:25 on the 15th of December on Fox at the Philadelphia Eagles. Grant Schwabini, I think I already know what you're going to say. This is the Kenny Pickett revenge game.
Well, if it's the Kenny Pickett revenge game, it's a Steeler win.
Yeah, right.
If it's not that, then I think it's a loss. Mainly just, honestly, I think the last couple times the Steelers have not played well in Philadelphia.
Right.
So I just think it's it's a home team win for the Eagles.
I don't see how the Steelers can even play in the same stadium as the Eagles. I think the Eagles are a very good team this year. I think they're going to be pushing for the Super Bowl loss for the Steelers.
Yeah, outmanned and outgunned. That's the way this is. The only way the Steelers win is if Jalen Hurts turns the ball over 3 or 4 times. And I just don't see that happening. That's the only way they win, and even then. So this is a loss for the Steelers.
That's 3 in a row for me, by the way. First Steelers 3-game loss of the season.
And 4 out of 5.
7-7.
So on my mother's birthday, December 21st at 4:30 p.m.
Happy birthday.
The Steelers travel to Baltimore.
At Baltimore.
And I have this as a loss. It's just a split situation with the home team winning each time.
I see this as a win. I see Baltimore at this point basically, let's see, what would they be, like 13-2 at this point, and they don't need to win this game, and the Steelers do.
Little foreshadowing of the predictions.
This time, Boswell gets his revenge in overtime.
Okay. I see this as a loss. I think the Ravens, the Ravens are due to turn a corner this year. Both of these games, by the way, I think come down to a field goal or something crazy in the last minute of the game. But I think the Ravens are gonna win this game. Next game, guaranteed victory, Christmas Day at 1 p.m. at home versus the Chiefs.
Yeah, I got this as a loss. I just sort of think that, at this time of year, the Chiefs are going to need to be playing well going into the playoffs. And, depending on if they have that slow start that they typically do, they're going to have to rattle off a bunch of wins. So I think they'll win it.
I think it's highly probable that Kansas City already has the number 1 seed locked up at this point. So I believe the Steelers can win this game, but I don't think they will. Okay. I think you're right. I think Andy Reid's going to want to say, "Hey, we can knock the Steelers out of a playoff spot if we take them out today. Let's just do it." Taylor Swift will be there. It'll be a Christmas celebration for the Kelseys.
There you go. There you go. I think they lose this game because it's the Chiefs. I'm just going to make it that simple. Last game of the year to be determined as far as time. At home against the Bengals. Now, this is a key game here because if the Bengals have a decent year and the Steelers, I mean, where do I have the Steelers here?
So you have the Steelers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have 8 losses.
I'm 8-8 at this point.
You're 8-8, and he's 8-8.
Here we are.
And I'm at 9.
Can you believe it? Here we are.
This is exactly
just thinking of exactly.
I mean, how it always
I wasn't even keeping track of it. That is uncanny.
So unlike the two of you, I have the Steelers at 9-7.
Okay,
right.
Close enough.
And it's going to be a win and you're in situation.
Yeah.
And they do get the win. They do get a wild card playoff spot. I have them finishing at 10-7.
I have this as similar to the mark, but only if they win, they still can't get in, and Cincinnati is in no matter what, and they still win the game, so they can preserve their 500
record.
I'm calling,
and the fans go wild.
I'm calling this a win because they're 8-8. They got to win for 2 reasons. 1, they got to preserve that above 500 record, and 2, they're going to do just like was it 2 years ago, right? Just like 2 years ago, where they had to have like
the last 3 years. Really.
Well, no, I mean like 30,
except for the year
32,
like
32 things happen plus pi divided by 12, and they win, and then they get in the playoffs.
Well, that's what happened last year.
Right. So it's like they gotta win this game, and then like 4 other things have to happen, and that's why you have a TBD there, because the NFL, if it's already decided, they're going to be like, okay, we'll put him at 1 o'clock.
Right.
But if it's not, they'll put him in prime time.
Yeah.
So
I think all the games the last week are TV.
Yeah. I have
for
them,
that reason.
I have them with a win. So that makes it easy. Schwaber, you've got them at 10 and 7.
I'm 10 and 7, and you two are 9 and 8.
How about that?
9.
How about them apples?
I didn't really want to go 9 and 8. I can see them either being 10 and 7. I can't see them really being at 8 and 9 because I did have them lose some games that I felt weird about. So I think that's right.
Yeah,
I think that's right.
Yeah, I think we nailed it.
I think if they go 10 and 7, they can get a playoff spot.
Yep.
I think for me though, obviously for all of us, the concern is the end of the season gauntlet.
Yes.
Now keep in mind.
No, I don't think it is because
I
think everybody's got it baked in. They're going to lose 3 of those 4, so they know they have to be better before then.
Yeah,
I think the gauntlet literally is the first 4 games. If they don't win 2 of those first 4 games, they're in trouble.
Well, I mean, I think you could say that about almost any team.
No,
you don't want to start the season 0 and 2.
With,
but I hear what you're saying.
With this team and the schedule that they have at the end of the season,
they
would literally have to win all their games against their divisional opponents to make a playoff run.
Right. So that's why they have to get out to a fast start.
And after going 5 and 1 division.
But certain things can happen where that could happen.
But I mean, is Burrow going to be out again? No,
maybe.
Burrow's not going to be out again. But I mean, Jamar Chase will be, but he's only going to be out for the first 10 games. And guess when they play Cleveland?
Game 11.
Cincinnati.
Game 11.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got our predictions for the Steelers. Let's get to Chris's question here. What do you guys think about this stuff? You know what? Honestly, I think, or maybe I hope, it's just media hype. The potential Justin Fields, slash packages. I just think that's, I don't know. I hope it's media hype. I think the answer is most likely not, with a small dose of let's give it a shot, and if it doesn't work, it's out. You don't want this guy to get injured. I mean, if he gets injured on a dumb play and then Wilson gets injured, you're going to ride the year with Kyle Allen. I mean, that's dumb. That's just me.
Well, I don't think it's going to happen much, but even if something does happen, right? Like, I think what we're looking at is, like a 2nd down and 6. Justin Fields comes in the game. It's like, the read option. He runs for 12 yards and then he's right out of the game. And if at any point in time he fumbles one of those snaps, he's never coming back in.
That's right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree. I think the only hazard is, can he take the snap?
Right.
Yeah. Honestly, I really believe that. But
terrible.
I do believe that they do have packages where Fields comes in for a play, runs a play, and it's kind of a gimmick play where it's mostly a run play, but it could have a pass option to it. So I believe that's going to happen. Now, will it happen in the first 4 games? I don't know if they're ready for that yet. Judging from what I saw in the preseason, it doesn't look like they are, but I hope they are, because I think that's something that they need to put into the package, regardless of whether Fields gets hurt or not. You can't run a football season on, is this guy going to get hurt? We shouldn't run it because he might get hurt.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I just think it's one of those things where there's always there's a moment in a lot of games where the manager is either makes a call, or in baseball, or the head coach, they'll make a call where you're either a hero or a zero. And I think there's a much bigger chance if Fields gets hurt, you're a huge zero, and you're not in the Super Bowl. You're not in a playoff game. You've got question marks at quarterback. You're making it seem like Justin Fields is going to, be the sous chef behind the chef, which is Russell Wilson. And for me, I wouldn't want to take that chance. I know we're enamored. Everybody is enamored with the fact that this guy has some great legs, but he has not demonstrated. And I'm going to go here, and then we'll move on to our NFL predictions, because we're really blasting through it tonight. I rethought this Justin Fields acquisition. He was 10 and 28 as a starter.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he was on a bad team.
Mm-hmm.
10 and 28 as a starter. He was given every opportunity. I am not convinced that, and I think we are we're painting that rosy picture because Mike Tomlin sees a shiny new toy, and we're forgetting that Russell Wilson is a proven commodity. And we've said it here all along. He was going to be the starter, and he is. Now, I think they could make the mistake. I think it would be a mistake. Let's just end it at that. You guys, mistake? No?
No, you're wrong.
You think I'm wrong?
Yeah, you're absolutely wrong.
Okay.
No, I mean, here's what I think. What I think
I love
is,
when you disagree with me.
I mean, it's
Like,
clear that they
well,
got
here's-
Fields as this
Yeah.
option. They need to use him like that. They don't know if either of these quarterbacks are going to be around next year. So just see what you have now. Just do it.
Well, think about it this way. You know, you got two good running backs. You've got a good tight end. You've got a number 1 or 1A receiver. You don't have really a 2 or a 3 receiver. So you're not.
Okay.
You're not a team that has a ton of weapons. You've got some weapons, but not enough.
Right.
So I think that's why
It's another weapon on offense.
Yeah, he's another weapon. So you got to use kind of like the way. Now, I know it's a little bit different because this guy's more of a Swiss Army knife, but it's kind of like the Saints
Right, with Taysom Hill.
With Taysom Hill,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, he's not like that. I don't
Right.
think he's more of a quarterback, but just see what you have with him. Make a couple plays.
Okay.
I think how you use that is really important
Yeah.
because if you overuse it like you do the jet sweep thing
Mhm.
with the Canada offense, it becomes stupid.
Right.
You have to just pick the time when you need to do that, and it gives the offense a jolt.
Mhm.
Right. Well, I look at it and say, well, how creative can you really be? It's one of those things when Taysom Hill comes in the game, they pretty much know what's happening. If Justin Fields comes in the game, you pretty much know what's happening. All right.
And he can throw the ball too. He's a quarterback first.
I guess so could Taysom Hill. Let's move on to our NFL predictions. So Schwaber's got 10-7. Steve and I are both at 9-8. That's kind of disheartening when you think about it. Same season as last year.
I wanted to say 12 wins, but you look at that schedule. There's no way they can
No,
get 12
I don't think so.
If anybody says they can get 12 wins, you're going to have to explain to me how that's going to happen.
All right, drop your NFL predictions in here. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to go to the standings so I can pull up the divisions. So let's go with the AFC East. We'll flip over to HJ now. I feel like I've made up enough for not inviting Schwaber. So HJ, who's going to win the AFC East?
I like the Dolphins.
Okay, I like the Dolphins as well.
I like the Bills.
And Chris likes the Buffalo Bills.
I've got the Bills in second place.
All right. How about the AFC North?
I like the Baltimore Ravens.
Yep.
And so do the two of us.
Yes, we like the Ravens.
Wow, all this agreement.
Yeah.
AFC West.
Oh, AFC West.
Gee.
Well, this is where we all agree again.
Kansas City. Yep.
Yep. Chiefs. Wow. This is going to be really easy.
I have a feeling the South is not going to be that.
How about the AFC South?
I really like the Colts.
Interesting.
Wow.
Interesting.
Well, Schwaber did
I
pick
like-
the Colts a couple years ago to win this Super
I
Bowl.
like the Texans. CJ Stroud.
And I'm going with the Buccaneers. I think CJ Stroud has a sophomore slump.
Got this.
Yeah,
The Buccaneers are not in the AFC South.
Oh, they're in the AFC
Yes.
Central.
So you would go with the Jags.
Oh, good Lord. I'm sorry. The Jags. My fault.
Yes,
I was thinking
yes.
Florida team.
Okay.
CD said something a while ago. I just noticed Fields came as an afterthought when Pickett whined, but Wilson had been mentoring Fields since high school. This was a bonus for both Wilson and Fields. There would be flashes of Slash. Okay.
All right. So
CD's got the Dolphins in the East, the Steelers, the Chiefs, and
the Jags.
just like me, the Jags.
I like the
Okay.
Jags too.
So now that we got the AFC division winners, who are your three AFC wildcard teams?
Okay. Well, this is a little bit more difficult because I really want to put the Texans in, but guess what? The Texans are not making the playoffs in my scenario.
Whoa.
I like Jacksonville. I barely like Cincinnati, and I like the Chargers in that weak schedule.
Ooh.
Am I going next? I can't remember.
You want me to tell you who you have?
Yeah, well, this is from a previous show. No. Well, let's see if I could. Let's see if I can't get ESPN up on my iPad. I
Okay.
don't know what's
Well,
going on.
I have the Jets, the Steelers and the Jaguars.
You like the Jets? Huh?
Yeah, I think that's
I
nuts.
think if Rodgers stays healthy, they'll get a wild.
I mean, they have the weapons.
You
I can't
know,
disagree with you.
yeah.
And their defense, they got sauce. So
Right. I mean, the defense was really good.
I
last year.
guess I can see that.
Yeah,
I think I have Miami, Houston, and the Chargers.
you do.
There you go. Those are my wild card teams. Okay, let's move to the NFC East.
NFC East, that's easy. The Eagles, Eagles, Eagles.
There you go.
Me as well, and Chris as well.
Oh, really? I did the Eagles. Oh, yeah, I did the Eagles.
Mhm.
Of course, I did the Eagles.
You have them in the Super Bowl.
Okay, NFC.
Right, so
You
I
gave it away.
So I heard.
NFC. Yeah, you did here. NFC West. Let's go all the
NFC
way
West.
out there.
Well, that's 49ers. That's easy.
Everybody's got the 49ers.
Okay, NFC South.
The South.
Don't hurt
Atlanta.
yourself.
Atlanta.
That's crazy.
I also have Atlanta.
Dude,
Yeah.
I mean, you look at this division: Atlanta, Tampa Bay, New Orleans, and Carolina. New Orleans and Carolina have no chance. So it's
Right.
basically Tampa Bay and Atlanta. But do you
Right.
really believe in Baker Mayfield?
I do. I do. Now I do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. He took it to the Eagles last year in the playoffs. I mean, yeah, they were coming down, but
I can't say that
played.
that's a terrible pick. I mean, they
Right.
got a great running
Yeah.
back, but they got a couple old guys catching the ball.
I know. Godwin is old.
So is Evans.
Okay, so CD has the Niners, Atlanta, Detroit.
North.
That would be
That's
the
us.
North.
Yep.
Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
I do have
Check.
Detroit in
I'm
the North.
way too
Okay.
excited today.
And I have Green Bay.
Okay, and I think I took Green Bay as well.
You did.
Yep.
You did. So now it's who are 3 NFC wild cards.
I think this is pretty clear. It's definitely the Cowboys, the Packers, and the Rams.
Okay.
Yeah,
I have the Lions, the Rams, and the Cowboys.
Mhm.
I have the Cowboys, the Lions, and the Seahawks.
Yes, you got the Seahawks.
I can't believe I remembered my picks from last time.
Geno Smith.
I can't believe you believe in the Seahawks.
Pronounced Geno Smita.
Jackson Smith. Jigba.
That's good for the Squirrels.
Yeah.
That is good for the Squirrels.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good for Squirrels.
All right.
That's my fantasy team. When I say Squirrels, think fantasy football.
All right. So hold on a second here.
All right.
Do you use Fields on an RPO
Yep.
or maybe 3rd and 2 or 3?
Sure.
Sure, yeah, I think that'd be a good place to use him. Like,
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
that's where they would use him.
yeah.
You know?
Or maybe even like a 1st and 10, you bring him in. You don't know what he's going to do. Maybe he's going to throw it deep. Maybe he's going to run for 6 yards.
Right.
You know, something like that.
Okay.
All right. So now we're moving on to the AFC Championship game combatants.
Wow, this is very difficult. But I do have the Detroit Lions.
That's
the
NFC. pal.
NFC.
Oh, AFC. I'm sorry, I thought you said NFC.
Yep.
AFC. Well, I told you I like the Colts. Guess who's in the championship?
No, he's not going to do
And
it.
there's bad luck
Yeah.
picking the Colts in this set.
Yeah.
The
it
Colts.
really is.
The Colts against the Baltimore Ravens.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
And I have the Ravens and the Texans.
Yeah, and I think I had the Ravens and the Chiefs.
Nope. You got the Ravens and the Texans.
Oh, I had the same thing. That's right. Yeah, because it's hard for
Right.
All right. Yeah, I think this is the year that Patrick Mahomes falls just short. So yes, Ravens and the Texans.
Okay. And I have a feeling we got the Lions in the NFC Championship game.
Yes, they will be hosting the 49ers.
Oh, okay.
Wow. All right.
And I have got Green Bay against the 49ers.
And I've got a rematch: the Niners and the Eagles. Right
Oh.
back at it. Yeah,
Mhm.
right back at it.
Yeah, I like the Eagles there too, but I don't know why. I think I had them losing. I forget who I had them losing to. Don't know.
The Lions.
Okay, so who's going to play in the Super Bowl?
Well, that would be Baltimore and Detroit.
Wow. That'll be
Baltimore.
interesting.
Oh, yeah. The story there, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
By the way, I have the Colts playing Baltimore in Baltimore, and you know that rivalry.
Yeah.
Two cities currently on the rise in this country.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And yeah, I got Baltimore versus the Pack.
And I have the Eagles versus the Ravens.
Wow, none of us took Kansas City. What is up with that?
We're tired of it.
We all just
We're
think
tired of it.
3 years in a row is too tough.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think if Kansas City gets to the Super Bowl, they're going to win 3.
Well, the thing about it is, like, I
Right.
first of all, I do not ever want to see another State Farm commercial with Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. I'm tired of them. I don't have any sort of hatred for either one of those guys, much like I would have for other players that are just not likable. But I'm just tired of it. So I don't want to see anymore.
Well, I think that's the thing. You know, sometimes when you're great, after a while, you get sick of seeing the same thing and they become irritating. Like I remember at the end of last year, you know, my wife and I, we were just like, man, we're so sick of Patrick Mahomes already. You know, and
Cowboys in the championship game. I don't know about that, CD.
All right. So who wins the big game?
Well, I have the Detroit Lions.
No way.
Winning it all
No
this
way.
year.
No, that would be insane.
That would be
bus.
insane. That would be insane.
That would be. I mean, I would feel great for that fan base.
The bus's hometown.
I just can't, honestly, I just can't pick Baltimore.
Yeah, I know you can't.
I know that they would be favored in that game for sure.
Well, I don't know. Probably.
And
It might be a pick-up game.
I did take the Ravens. Harbaugh gets number 2.
And
It's possible.
And I'm just happy I didn't take a team we all took. So I had the Eagles. Well, the Ravens, right? The Eagles and the Ravens, and I took Philadelphia.
Wow, we got 3 different Super Bowl winners.
I think the Eagles have something to prove this year. They went 2 years ago. They lost to the Chiefs. They could have won that game. They came back, you know, with a head of steam last year. They won. They went 10-1, and then had like a historic collapse. You know, which I would have taken an 11-7 or 11-6 season all day long. But anyway, so they learned some things about themselves last year. They made some changes. They got a big running back in Saquon Barkley. If he stays healthy and that defense plays top 15 in the league, doesn't even have to be top 10, just top 15 in the league.
Yeah.
I think they make it back, and it's a revenge game against San Francisco. And I'll tell you, the Eagles in their history, they have always been good in revenge games. Doesn't matter what their record is. Our entire lives, anytime the Eagles had a reason to play the Redskins that meant revenge, not just the rivalry, I was like, oh, I don't even want to watch this game. They're going to destroy them. So I got the Eagles winning it. So there you go.
That would make me very happy.
I know it would make you very happy. Did you ever see a day in your life coming when I would be rooting for the Eagles?
Are you really?
Well, are you rooting for them or
Well, yeah, I want to be right. Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
Yeah, all right, be right.
I'm sure as hell not rooting for the Commanders, okay? Because to me, that they don't even exist.
Right.
As far as I'm concerned, you can just get rid of their record, period.
Offensive Rookie of the Year, CD's asking. Well, that's easy.
Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be the quarterback from your Washington Commanders.
You think it's going to be Jaden Daniels?
Jaden Daniels.
Oh no.
Yeah, but they're going to lose a lot.
They will, but he'll be the guy.
But
Chicago's going to lose enough too.
Although, you know, I'm not 100% sure on that. Like, Chicago's one of the teams that, you know, is that that team that wasn't in the playoffs last year that could somehow end up in the playoffs.
Dude, you know who it's going to be. It's going to be Marvin Harrison.
Could be that too.
It's going to be him.
How about Defensive Rookie of the Year, says CD?
And nobody even knows who the defensive rookies are. I can't name one. That linebacker from LSU who's starting for that team.
Right.
I say Roman.
Micah Parsons.
Who's the linebacker we picked? The Steelers. Who did we pick? That kid from with the knee problem.
Peyton Wilson.
Peyton Wilson.
There
you
it is.
Peyton Wilson.
Yeah. I'm just going to go Peyton
Wilson.
Yeah.
Defensive Rookie of the Year.
A 5th round pick.
Okay. All right. Listen, guys, thanks for watching us live. We got a lot more show to go here. So if you're watching us live right now, you're watching us on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, X, the Gram, all over the world. Thank you so much. And of course, you can follow the Sports Porch podcast anywhere you get your friggin' podcast. We drop it right after the show on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcast, Spotify. And please hop on over to YouTube at the Sports Porch Podcast, trying to build that channel up. Does the Grand Swabini have a prediction tonight? Or have we done enough predictions for tonight that you want to kind of push it off?
We'll hold off for a week.
Okay, so we're going to move right into Stump the Answer. Okay, this is football related. Stump the Yinzer. Steve is the Yinzer this week. This week, the way we do it is we ask our resident Yinzer, Steve DeFlitch, who has, it's like classic Yinzer DNA. When he gets blood tests done, they come back black and gold. And
black.
I was thinking,
black on this one.
I was thinking when he gets a DNA test, they come back squirrel.
Yeah, that too.
Black squirrel in the side.
Well, it's black and gold with a bushy black and gold tail.
Yeah,
is what it is.
That sounds about right.
Did you bring any squirrel for us to eat?
You said you were not interested.
Oh, that's right. I kind of hesitated. Yeah,
I'll try some squirrel jerky.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I'm gonna have to find that.
I'd like some squirrel.
Let me shoot a squirrel. I'll make some jerky. Maybe in about 3 months we'll get some.
Okay.
All right.
I would like some squirrel testicles, please. Is that a possibility?
Well,
like,
only if I shoot the right gender, Chris.
What do they call that? Westmoreland caviar?
Sounds perfect. I'll get you some Westmoreland caviar. Very, very good.
All right.
Look at Amy May here.
Yeah, what's she saying?
Amy's the Yinzer. I think Amy's the Yinzer of the week. You should have asked Amy.
Yeah, that's right.
She is.
HJ, she means. And who else we got? I am the Yinzer. Well, we already know you're a Yinzer, Amy. You're from Pittsburgh.
You're the best Yinzer that we got going.
That's right. Okay.
Well, play along, Amy.
Stump the Yinzer.
I'm not going to look at the answer.
If the Yinzer's going to guess, then Mark, who is our non-Yinzer from Philadelphia, he is going to guess. If Mark gets it right, he becomes the honorary Yinzer for the week. Stump the Yinzer this week.
It's a football question.
Who was the first of the Super Steelers of the 70s to be inducted in the Hall of Fame? The first.
The first.
And what year?
Interesting.
Well, it either had to be Terry Bradshaw or Franco Harris.
I don't know about that.
No.
I'm going to say it's going to be a defensive guy. I'm going to go Mean Joe Green.
All right.
I like that answer.
You have to give an answer.
Mean Joe Green.
Well, you should have given the answer first. That's the right answer.
Well, that was actually my fault.
Yeah. It's a foul. All right. So yes.
He retired before.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. You get one more chance.
Yinzers.
Well, you get one more chance if you know what year he was inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Right.
So you go first.
That's a tough one.
It was obviously in the 80s.
Yeah,
he quit playing in 82 or 83, something like that.
I'm going to go 1986.
Now, when you said he quit playing in 1982, is that a fact?
I don't know.
No, it's not a fact.
It's not a fact.
Necessarily.
Okay.
So he said 86.
I'm going to say 84.
87. All right.
Oh!
None of it.
So de facto, Steve remains.
I was closest by, the thing that's on the...
Right. Price is right.
Price is right.
You're under.
Yeah. So CD says, wham, squirrels have big balls. Oh. He said no to something. I don't know what that is.
No, he said no. He didn't think it was Joe Green. He thought
That's
it was
right.
Jack Ham.
Right. Yeah, no, that was Amy.
She
said Ham, and he did say Green 87. And
but he's looking shit up.
If I didn't say Mean Joe Green, would you have said Mean Joe Green?
I might not have. I might not.
Yeah. I blew an opportunity.
I think.
Taste the biscuit.
We waited long for this.
Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Oh yeah.
Taste the honey
sauce.
Taste the
goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce.
Don't get that
honey
sauce on me.
I don't
like the way it tastes with my chicken wings.
All right, it is Trader Joe's snack time here on the porch. One of our favorite times of the night.
That is true.
And so what is Trader Joe's snack time? Well, I work at Trader Joe's, and Trader Joe's is not paying us. They're not an official sponsor, but I did get permission to do this. I pick a product every week at Trader Joe's, bring it back for the guys to sample. We give our honest opinion on it, if we like it, if we don't like it, if we kind of like it. So this week, our Trader Joe's, I have a picture of it.
What are you doing?
I thought I had a picture of it.
That's okay. We can show it.
Yeah, I'm just laughing. All right, it is uncured turkey.
Oh, I've heard about it.
Yeah, I knew she'll look at Schwaber's face every time.
I've heard. I heard I
do
heard
like
from the
turkey.
counselor they
Yeah.
are scrumdiddly
That
delicious.
I do like
scrumdiddlyicious.
I do like turkey, so I'm
Okay.
willing to try.
Well, they're like hot dogs.
Do we
but
have
turkey
Do you have
dogs?
like mustard to put on?
Yeah, if mustard and ketchup.
Okay.
So we're good. We're
I
good.
mean, come on.
All right.
He usually comes prepared these days,
Yeah.
unlike the rest of the program.
Right. You guys are hilarious.
Hey, by the way, while you're doing that, I'll do a quick HJ update. The
Go
only
for
thing
it.
that really is going on in the hockey world is we're all sending our condolences to Johnny Gaudreau and his family. He was tragically killed by a drunk driver the night before. His sister was to be married. He was in New Jersey riding a bike, and it's just a tragic thing that has happened to him. I know he's kind of at the end of his career. He was kind of past his peak when he was with Calgary, but everybody say a little prayer for Johnny Gaudreau and his family.
Yes.
It's a tragic thing that happened Friday. I believe it happened on Friday. And that's all I got for you from the HJ land.
All right. Well, thank you, HJ. And of course, yes, everybody, please. If you're out and about and you've had a few,
I'm
don't get in the car.
I went with it.
You want with ketchup?
Yeah.
All right. Trader Joe's uncured.
I do like mustard on corn dog.
Now, the counselor did suggest these.
He did. He
and-
said they're very cheap
They are pretty inexpensive.
and
yes.
they're fantastic. Pop them in the toaster oven, your convection oven,
Yeah.
and you're good to go.
Yeah, that's what I did. I air fried them,
Mhm.
and I have to full disclosure. I do not think I have ever eaten a corn dog in my life.
I don't think I have either.
I won't. I have never had a corn dog ever because to me, it's just a gross.
Yeah.
thing. So I'm gonna try
It's a
it.
carnival food.
yeah.
Right, but this will be my first corn dog.
Well, congratulations.
First corn.
Welcome
So
to the club.
what would you suggest? Did you like it with the mustard?
I did not like mine with the ketchup.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to say, it was better than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I need another mustard.
There we go. Go for it.
Pass it around. I'm going to try the next one with mustard.
Mm.
It is like a
These are
classic.
actually good.
It is a classic corn dog, though.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
But it's got really good flavor with that turkey dog.
Yeah, it does.
All right.
I've never had a corn dog in my life, and I can honestly say that I would have another one.
Well, there it just so happens there's another one left.
That's delicious.
Yeah, it's excellent.
100%.
Oh yeah, we're gonna finish these, no doubt.
Yeah. Let's see. CK, no corn dog at the York Fair. No, CD. I went to the York Fair a ton,
Really good with that mustard.
Yeah.
but what I don't even remember what I ate at the York Fair. I had gyros, gyros, if you want to say it right, and fried clams and funnel cakes. And I probably bought and killed, countless chameleons.
Did they have any squirrel on the menu?
Yeah. No, not in New York.
No, not
No,
here.
no, maybe out.
Maybe the
out.
Westmoreland County Fair, or maybe the Big Butler County Fair.
Maybe out near Lancaster, where the Amish are.
Mm-hmm.
Really good.
Oh, Amy, the counselor is Scott, my sidekick on the HGA show.
She says Mark will finish it.
Well, she wasn't wrong there. I would say 2 thumbs up with the corn dog using the mustard.
There you go, Robert.
It was better than I thought,
There you go.
Mhm.
but I would much rather just have a hot dog.
Okay,
I
good
agree.
enough.
I'm not a corn dog fan,
Yeah.
but as far as corn dogs go, top notch.
Yeah.
Get them. Get them at Trader Joe's.
My first corn dog ever, and honestly, it blew me away just because it tasted good. I didn't think it was going to taste good at all. So
It opened a whole new world for you.
it did open a whole new world.
You know what it is?
with corn
It's
dogs.
basically a combination of a hot dog and what are those things from Curly's? Hush Puppies.
Hush
Hush puppies.
Mhm.
There you go. There's our Trader Joe's snack time.
Goodness of the biscuit.
And we did.
Taste the honey.
It's that honey sauce.
Taste the goodness.
It's the goodness of the biscuit with that honey sauce. Tonight it was mustard.
Get that honey.
Get that honey sauce on me.
I don't
like the way it tastes with my chicken wings.
Mhm. That was a really good Trader Joe's segment.
I know, and I've still got a mouthful of corn dog.
How are we going to tell them what we're watching if you got corn dog in it?
We're gonna do that right now. So the last part of our show tonight, this is what we're watching. I'll let Schwaber explain the streaming thing that we're doing, so I can finish this corn dog.
Sure. while our technical director is piggish, I will fill in and I will let you know that what we're watching, it's for you. It's not for us. It's for you, the viewers, our fans, because we know how hard it is to find something good on TV.
So many services.
So many services. Is it Amazon Prime? Is it
YouTube TV.
YouTube TV?
Netflix.
Is it Netflix? Is it Peacock?
Max.
Is it Max? Is it?
You just can go anywhere.
I mean, you can go anywhere. You can watch anything, and sometimes you just spend so much time trying to figure out what to watch. You're like, I just spent an hour doing this, and I'm just tired. I'm going to bed.
There you go.
So,
There you go.
We're going to help you not waste that hour.
Excellent job filling in, Schwaber.
Yes.
Absolutely perfect. So tonight, the brand, should I start? Should he start?
we can have you go last.
You want me to go last? Okay. So HJ tonight,
Oh, yeah. Got to go with me.
I'm going to go with HJ.
Let's do it.
We are.
Nobody has watched this, I promise you.
Yeah, HJ is watching.
Snowflake Mountain
That sounds
on Netflix.
right up your alley.
Wow.
Do you know the show Survivor?
Yeah. Yes, we do.
I wouldn't, except for you.
Yeah. Well, you're welcome. And do you know the show Big Brother?
Yes.
It would be as if Survivor and Big Brother had a baby, and it would be called Snowflake Mountain.
Okay.
And here's why. Because what happens is they told, 10 contestants, however many, I think there were 10, and they said, pack your bags, bring all your nice clothes. We're going to take you to a place, and we're going to teach you about life.
Uh-huh.
So these snowflakes are like the ultra privileged snowflakes you've ever heard.
Ah,
They can't do anything for themselves, and they're in their mid-20s.
Schwaber could have been on that show.
No. This is like another level.
Another level.
This is they've never worked a day in their life. They don't even know how to cook for themselves. Their parents do literally everything for them. They've never left the house. They don't know how to do literally anything.
Well, I'm sure they've left the house, but they always had a butler with them or something, right?
No. Their parents cook them everything and give them everything. And then, they're all trying to be social influencers and things like that.
Right.
So
Of course.
some of them do have a following and do make some money.
Right.
Okay. So some of them are successful from a social media presence, but that's all they work on is their social media presence.
Right.
So they get to this place and they literally drop them off in the middle of a forest.
This could be good.
And they have all their suitcases with their Gucci and all the brand names that we don't know. They used to be Polo and Izod.
Lululemon.
Right. All those things, right? And they're worried about getting their white shoes dirty, right?
In the forest.
In the forest, right?
Right.
Then suddenly these two guys come up, Joel, I think, and Mark or somebody else, two basically country bumpkins, and they say, we're going to take you to this place. And then they teach them how to live on their own. And they actually do a pretty good job of transforming them. They tell them that they can leave at any time. And I think 2 people actually do leave.
Yeah.
And it's basically as if you and I would go camping in a nice campsite. But for them, it's like the worst. Like they've never even took a crap outside.
It sounds kind of funny.
It actually was very, very entertaining, and it is kind of uplifting at the end.
Is it?
Believe it or not, yeah.
Okay.
So if
for
you've
it.
got a significant other who likes those kind of things, I say snuggle up. You've got 8 episodes at 35 minutes, 40 minutes.
Oh, that's good.
You can do it in a weekend if you want, or you can just make it a weekly ritual.
Yeah, sometimes you just need something light.
It is super light, but it is uplifting at the end, I do have to say.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like it. I might give that a shot.
The only problem is there is no Snowflake Mountain 2. I guess they didn't get enough people to watch it.
They all died?
No, they didn't get enough people to watch it that they think it's worth it to have a second season. So, hey, maybe if the Sports Porch crew can go out there and resurrect it, we'll get a Snowflake Mountain.
You mean not enough people wanted to watch overprivileged kids trying to be influencers walk around the forest? That's
right. Not be influencers, but learn about life.
That's the whole problem.
Yeah.
What are they learning? Well, never mind. You just went through.
No, I want you to watch it and tell me how you think about it.
Okay, maybe. All right. Schwaber is watching a movie.
Oh, a movie.
A movie. Blink twice, and I have to tell you, right before I went to see this movie, I'd never heard of it. But I looked at the movies and I saw Blink twice. Watched the trailer and it thought it looked pretty cool. It stars Channing Tatum in it.
Looks like a thriller.
And believe it or not, it's directed by Zoe Kravitz.
I saw that.
And I'll tell you what, it was really good. It was my kind of movie. Basically, my advice to you is if you like M. Night Shyamalan,
Love him.
that's what it was. And it's kind of funny because I had just seen an M. Night Shyamalan
Right,
movie
you did one a couple weeks ago.
that I-
like it was terrible.
Yeah, it was terrible. And this was like, hey, you know what? You now have some competition, M.
Yeah.
Night, because this was really good.
Nice.
So-
Way to go, Zoe.
So really simple. What it is Channing Tatum is like a billionaire, and he's got he purchased an island, so he's got an island, and
It's what billionaires do.
right. And so a couple times a year, he takes some guests to his island,
Sounds like trouble already.
and and part of what Channing Tatum has done with his business is he's like created something that makes you forget. Okay. And so these people go to this island and horrible things happen to them and they don't remember,
Oh, no.
until
This sounds very good.
until somebody maybe gets a sense as to what might be up.
Okay.
So it's
Nice.
really good. It's suspenseful and it's kind of scary. It's sort of got a horror kind of element to it. And it's good. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you for not giving away the ending. I appreciate it.
I'm not going to give it away.
Thank you, Grand Schwabine. Now I'm bringing back something from the past that I've watched. It's been a while, but I don't even know. I don't even know how to approach this. This is something called the Octopus Murders on Netflix, an American conspiracy, because you guys know.
Yeah. And Steve watched it
And
and reported on it before and said it was
Yes.
great.
Well, I have watched it. And basically, it's about a reporter named Danny Casolaro. And he was looking into something he called the Octopus, which was a conspiracy that involved the U.S. government and covert operations. And then he was found dead. And it was about
In West Virginia,
right in West Virginia,
of all places.
and it was about it was called Inslaw, and it was a software company that was
that's right, Inslaw.
right developing software for legal firms to be able to look up cases and stuff like that, and just be able to reference cases instead of like going through law libraries and everything. And so Casolaro, he died. They say he died by suicide, but they found him in a hotel room. It features interviews with Michael Riconchuto.
Don't think anybody needed that one.
That's all right. He was like a tech prodigy turned drug manufacturer, and he was a government operative. So he kind of drips a little bit of truth and a little bit of fiction into everything. And they still don't know exactly what was going on.
So the big question is, do you believe that there was a conspiracy at play?
I think there's conspiracy. Yeah. Why?
There are conspiracies everywhere.
Yeah.
You're a big conspiracy theorist.
Well, you know that.
Okay.
This is.
Well, that's
I'm about to stumble into something here.
That is a perfect segue. Sometimes you see something online and you just say to yourself, "This was meant for somebody."
This was meant for somebody.
This was meant for
I must
somebody.
Get this for somebody.
And so
Oh,
I got you.
shit.
And so I got you a gift. I'm going to hand you the gift.
You did not.
I'm going to
you
hand
did.
you the gift,
Oh,
and
no.
I think what you should do is you should
show it.
you
to
should
all
show it
fans
to all
out
the
there.
viewers.
Should I put it on?
Well, you have to show it to the fans first.
Oh yes.
It's beautiful.
I
This
love
is
it.
perfect.
It says, "I identify as a conspiracy theorist. My pronouns are told you so."
Oh my God!
perfect.
Thank you.
It's
That
the
is.
perfect.
I will be wearing this shirt everywhere except for work because they'll fire me.
Right.
But I'm going to wear it under my hoodie.
Yeah,
I'm going to
there
wear
you
it
go.
under my hoodie.
It's
Don't
perfect.
get too hot.
It's perfect.
You're not
for
going to
you.
be able to take
Is that
off
perfect for you?
That's fantastic. It is. It's perfect for me. CD.
My pronouns are told you so.
Yeah. Actually, if I wore this to work, it would make people mad.
I think they would laugh.
They might.
Some would.
Might.
The others would want to kill you.
There are some people that take it way more seriously, and I think they would not get the joke.
Well, we take our conspiracies theories seriously around.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. The people who are serious about the pronouns wouldn't like it.
That would be the problem.
That would be the problem.
Probably not, but I love all of those people anyway. They're so much fun. It's so much fun. So
they or them?
Them. I love them. All of them. Now you're really going to get me into That's it.
You should have used the music 30 seconds.
I know. I was like looking for it. I'm so happy with my gift.
It's beautiful.
You know who will really hate this shirt? Mother.
Sorry, Mrs. Clark.
All right, guys, listen, thanks so much for being here, watching live on the Sports Black and Gold edition on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, X, Instagram, all over the world. And, of course, we're going to drop the podcast right after the show on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere you get
your freaking podcast.
That's right. And follow the Sports Porch on YouTube at the Sports Porch Podcast. I never get that right. Thanks for being here, guys. For the Grand Schwabini, thanks, CD. Good show, boys. For the Grand Schwabini, for HJ, I'm your technical director, and I am out.